Hi, it's Carla. Thanks for stopping by. I have a new project that I'm working on today. This weekend I've kind of been putzing around the van trying to button up some loose ends and reorganize a little bit and get ready for my next trip. And I've taken 2 so far and I'm itching to get out there again. But first of all, I have, in a week, I'm going to go to France for a week and do a little kayaking there and see Paris for the first time. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm meeting my friend from Texas in Maine, and we're going to go to Maine for the first time. I thought about driving the van out there, but it's a long drive, and I thought that this trip will be better just to fly out there and meet her. She would not be interested in staying in the van, and we just got an Airbnb, and it'll be fun. The fall color ought to be pretty, and never been to Maine either. So, but I am itching to go, and I'm hoping that when I get back from Maine, first part of October, that maybe I could still sneak in one more trip to Lake Superior. I kind of want to go back to Minnesota. So we'll see. But as there are still some unfinished things in the van, and I've noticed some things that bother me, some things I'd like to change, yada, yada, yada. That's what I've been doing today, or this weekend. And I bought, so the cabinet that has the sink and my water jugs underneath and where I store my emergency toilet, the cupboard is open on both sides. Intentionally, I wanted to be able to get water out from the back. It'll be easier to refill it rather than dragging it through the van. But there's no cabinet door on the front, and I don't like looking at the water jugs in the toilet all the time. So I thought, what can I just put some fabric up there? And I have a piece of fabric that I thought would work perfectly. Excuse me. But do you think I can find it? No, it's here somewhere. And the weird thing is I ran across it the other day when I was doing something totally unrelated. And I don't remember where it was that I saw it. And I have looked everywhere in this house except for where it's at. So anyway, my impatience kicked in, and I thought I'm just gonna run to Walmart and buy some fabric or cheap pair of curtains or something. So I did find some curtains that I like, and I don't have it here with me. I do, hold on. Not that it matters, because I don't think I'm going to use this, but this was kind of a nice, heavy, canvasy sort of material. I wasn't sure about having so much off-white in the background that it might show the dirt, but there were limited choices, and this seemed like a possibility. So I had it hanging up there yesterday, and it's like, well, I don't hate this. It doesn't match completely the rest of the stuff, but it may work. But I thought, I have like 4 pieces in this curtain set, and I'm using one little piece. It's kind of dumb. So I'm thinking I might take them back, and I thought, I'm going to find that piece of fabric. Looked again this morning, did not find it, but I had a brainstorm. When my dad died, I kept all of his neckties, and here they are. And this is my mom and dad's ironing board that they got for a wedding present. And I'll put a picture of the label on here. I have hauled this old thing around every move I've made. I don't iron that much, but I just can't part with this. It's just as cool. So anyway, I'm going to do something fun with these neckties over the front of that cupboard. I think it'll be eclectic and fun and whimsical, and I'll think of my dad every time I get my toilet out, every time I fill my water jugs, every time I look at that cupboard. So I'm going to use the good old ironing board, and I'm going to give these a quick little press, because I've just had them wadded up in a bin in my closet thinking, I'm going to do something with these someday. I don't know what, but I'm going to figure out something. So there are some wildly ugly ties here, and that makes it even better. My dad was a coal miner, and most of my life I just recall him in bib overalls or coveralls, work clothes, smelling like coal dust, smelling like Rolaids. And towards the end of his life, when he retired and remarried, he started going to church. And he was having a ball dressing up. And he would pick out all these things. So it's kind of a fun memory. I think I'll start there. These are so slick, they're sliding out of my hands. What's awesome too is out in the van, oops, almost fell. There are two little clip-on ties. Awesome. So I'm going to put those on the sides. So anyway, just going to give these a quick press. I love using things in unexpected ways. I always have. When the whole trash to treasure thing came out, God, when was that, the 80s? I loved that. I loved the book. I loved the idea. I like the idea of using stuff that you already have, although I'm guilty of just ordering on Amazon because I'm impatient. And I too always like the new trends and whatever's going on, but for the van, I am just having fun, and this, I think, is brilliant. And a way to use and memorialize my dad with these god-awful neckties. And they'll just flap around so I can, you know, get in and out of the cupboard as I need to. But yet we'll still kind of hide it and add hopefully a little bit of interest. I love it when some of my best ideas come from me out of the blue. I can think and research and strategize, and I love doing all of that. But oftentimes when I do that, I have a hard time coming to a decision. So sometimes, today being one of those, an idea just hits me. And I was looking for that mysterious missing piece of fabric this morning, and I looked in this closet that I don't go into very often, thinking maybe it's in here. And it wasn't, but I saw this little tote of neckties. It's like, yep, that's what we're gonna do. So I took them out to the van, did a little test run to see if I had enough, and I think I have just enough. 2 more probably would have been perfect. It's gonna be perfect just the way it is. I feel like I'm more creative in the fall. Does anybody else feel that way? I don't know anybody who doesn't like fall. It does seem like the perfect season, doesn't it? We have had a little break from the heat here in Illinois, and it's felt like fall for the last week, which is very unusual. I usually hate the month of August because it's so hot and humid here, but the last week or so has not been. It's been great. Oh my God. Look at some of these ties. Bodie, come here. You want to come up here? You're curious, aren't you? You always hear about Mojo, but I also have two cats. There's one. There's his tail. Bodie boy. Bodie. They are brothers, Bodie and Goji. And a friend of mine rescues cats, feral cats, stray cats in North Carolina. And she had posted this video, or a Facebook post, about these two kittens that she found. And oh my God, they were cute. And they look like Siamese, and I've always had Siamese cats. They look like snowshoe Siamese cats. But they're not. They're just domestics. That the mom was a tabby, gray tabby, and the other brother was a black tuxedo. So anyway, she was looking for homes for them, and I'm like, oh, if I lived closer, I would take them. Guess what? She drove them all the way from North Carolina to me. She is the sweetest thing. I wasn't really in the market. I had just lost my dear cat Cheech that I'd had forever, and she was amazing, and I was just going to take a little break. But then along came Goji and Bodie. So, you know, you just have to, same with Mojo. I got him when I wasn't looking. You have to just, well, I was kind of looking, but I was going to put it off for a little while because we had just lost Murphy. Murphy boy. Anyway, that's my menagerie. 2 cats and a dog. All right, I got a few more to do here. Don't want to do it too hot, I'll melt them. This lovely polyester. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this baby. Oh my gosh. It's kind of pretty fabric, but I'm not seeing this as a necktie. I don't even know what the style of neckties is anymore. When my husband was alive, he dressed in a suit every day to go to work and always looked so nice and had really pretty ties and suits. But that was a while ago, and I don't know the fashion anymore. My fashion extent is me loving goofy socks. I love socks. Always have loved socks. And if it's wool, even better. I love, love, love wool. This one's trying to slide away. All right. What do you think? I think we need to go out to the van and see how this is going to work. So I'm going to turn this off and meet you outside. Okay, I'm back. And here's the cupboard I'm talking about. I got gray water and fresh water, toilet, tools. So what I'm going to do is I bought some spring tension rods, curtain rods, and I'm going to put one at the top and see how I can fasten these ties. It's not going to, my initial plan was to secure it at the top and the bottom with one of these, and that the fabric would be taut and hold this stuff and keep it from sliding. That's another reason to do this, is that actually I have this stuff wedged in here pretty good that this doesn't tend to slide, but I certainly don't want a water jug tipping over and flooding the van. That would be a nightmare. So Let's just see how this is going to work. Probably the best one that's my color, orange, rust. I'll put it in the center. So let's see, I don't know if you can see the bottom, but yeah, I think that's going to work. Here's the little clip on. Oh my God. And here's another clip on. Maybe I should just wear this while I'm doing this in honor of my dad. There we go. How's that look? Look like I'm ready for church or a business meeting or something, huh? Dress up this old shirt. Oh, my dad, what a character he was. Rusty. I thought about naming my van Rusty after my dad, or Lila after my mom. But I can't decide on a name. Typical indecisiveness. So right now the van has no name. I'm just randomly putting these on here in no specific order. They're all wild and crazy. And equally hideous. This probably is the craziest one and ugliest, I mean. But what makes it even worse is it feels awful. It is the god-awfulest fabric. What does it say it's made of? A Wemlon fabric, whatever that is. Doesn't say. Whatever Wemlon fabric is, I am not a fan. Sorry, Wenblon, whoever you are. Maybe that should be front and center since it is so loud. I could always rearrange these. Right now I'm just seeing if I have enough, if it's going to work. I think the length seems like it's going to be just fine. I could probably attach Velcro at the top and slide them, or I could just tie them. I will speed this up when I edit it, if I can figure out how to do that, so you're not so bored watching me meticulously put a million neckties on a tension rod. There are worse things to be doing. I am digging this idea. I love it. And I think I'm going to put these little clip-on guys right here. I love it. Okay, so 15, so 7 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like this one. I want this one in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I wish I knew how to, I don't know how to tie a necktie. I could figure it out. That's part of it. But I know there's another step. Yeah, why deal with Velcro when I can just tie them, right? You're probably thinking, Carla, why don't you just go watch a video on how to tie a tie? Because I'm too impatient. to Rammy. And then they will slide. I think I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna stop the video because this is gonna take a while. So I'm not gonna bore you with you watching me figure out how to tie knots in these ties. But I will be back to show you the finished product. Thanks for watching. I'll be right back. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Hi, I'm back. And I have got this done. So, here's the reveal. I don't know if you can see it. The lighting's not the best right now. Kind of in the trees, but look how fun this is. So I just tied them all on there, and I love it. I just love it. All my dad's ties, Grandpa's ties. Hides the water bottles and the toilet, but yet I can still move this stuff in and out to get in there. Oh, I love it. I think it turned out great. I'm so happy I thought of this morning. It's me. It's very me. Let me show you some other things I've done. I moved my prayer flags, prana prayer flags, over to this wall, and they look much better. I had them around that cabinet and it just wasn't working. And I also put my microwave up here. This is where I have it if I use it, although I haven't used it yet, but of course I love it that it's orange. I had it down in that bottom cubby, but I hated to tie up that space. It rides nice there, but I thought, you know, if I could just bungee it here, I could just leave it there. I don't know. I also don't like that I lose that little bit of counter space as well, but you know, it's not like I'm baking bread or anything. So how did I secure this? Well, you can see the bungee cord, but I bought some little hooks there, these little things, and just screwed them right into the wall, and then the bungee cord attaches to that. I'll put this on here just to keep that from rattling when I'm going down the road, because we know those rattles drive us crazy. No, I'll fix that later. So anyway, we'll see how that rides. I could use a little tighter bungee. Of course, I don't have one that's just the right exact size, but for now, I think that's okay. Another thing that I did is, like when I want to sit in the van, I don't have a sitting area. I do have a swivel seat on the passenger side, but I find I mostly just sit on this little footstool. I just move it over here where I use it to get up into the bed, or I sit up in the bed, or obviously I'm outside most of the time. But I had a couple of extra square cushions left over from a couch that I got rid of, and I thought, you know, I could put them underneath here, put a cover over there. So I just to try it out, I put a duvet cover that I had on here, and it's good. It's, you know, it's not quite long enough, but it really works well to just kind of sit there, and like if I want to sit and read and I don't feel like climbing up into the bed, I can sit here. Or if I can talk a friend into coming with me, there will be a second bed. So that was my plan for that. And how I'm securing things in the cabinets until I get drawers with the latching hooks, etc. I've just been kind of trying to stuff things in there tight enough that they don't move around, and that's sort of been working. Although even though these drawers have you know, they're hard to open. This one wants to fly open when I'm going down the road. So these are just more of those, you know, $3 and change extension rods that I think will do the trick. And I have some other ones that I can put across widthwise to keep things from sliding out. Here I've used this board, which is not quite the right size. I think I have the wrong one in there. But this cubby doesn't have a bottom. It's going to be a drawer like that one, but it's not finished yet. So I just put these leftover slats from my ceiling, I guess, and just use as a shelf. So gained an extra whole cubby here, taking that microwave out so I can put some other things there. What else did I do? Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. Like I say, I'm itching to get out again, so just trying to get her ready for the next time. And anyway, I wanted to show you some of the updates I've done. You know, it takes a couple trips to realize what works and what doesn't. So far, for my use, everything's working pretty good. I don't even care if I have cupboard doors anymore, especially since I have the neckties. All right. Love those neckties. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this kind of content. Have a good day. Bye-bye.